Time rolls by, the clock don't stop. I wish I had a few more drops of the good stuff, the good times. Oh, but they just keep on flying right on by like it ain't nothing. Wish I had me a pause button. Moments like those, the Lord knows I'd hit it and give myself 5 more minutes.
I wish you could just have 5 more minutes with you.
You're listening to The Night Before, a movie podcast. Each episode, we find a unique place in the city and share a drink and our thoughts about the movie we watched the night before. This is Lee, and I am joined, as always, by my husband, Jesse.
We're recording. You got your mic?
What?
Okay, I think we're recording now.
Okay.
Take 2.
Take 2.
We weren't recording our first, but it was like 20 seconds.
I get comfy.
It was good energy.
Good energy. All right. So this is our Hallmark for the Holidays episode.
Second annual.
Second annual.
Second time we're doing it. Oh, in our first take? What I was saying.
What were you saying?
That our next episode will probably be our top 5, bottom 5.
And I was saying that's like my favorite episode.
And then I was saying, I think in that episode we promised video episodes were coming.
And now
for the second
we're
season. So we're wrapping up season 2, fulfilling on our promises.
Fulfilling on our promises. New Year's resolution. We're going to start fulfilling our promises.
So we're doing a test run on the video. We'll probably put this out. If you're listening to it, look in the show notes if there's a video link. If there's no video link, it means it was a failure. And
it'll come later.
It'll come maybe at our top 5, bottom 5 episode.
Yeah.
But hey, the camera angle will get better. We're just shooting on our phone with the makeshift stand.
Yes.
It's kind of a last-minute idea.
Kind of tangled in all the mic cords right now, but I'm good.
But we want to give a little bit of insight of how we do these episodes.
Yeah.
Because as the intro says, we pick a place in the city.
Pick a place in the city. We got to redo
to
that
share
intro.
A drink and our thoughts.
To share a drink and our thoughts.
So,
with the one and only
Lee and Jesse. So we're at 7 Sun Brewery.
My lips switch out, so I keep doing that.
We see now people can see. You can't be self-conscious of the camera, though. I think we don't even have to look at it. We can look at each other like we normally would. We don't normally look at the camera because it's not there.
You can gaze into my eyes.
Yeah.
That's true. We don't.
We're
look
at
at
7 Sun Brewery. Probably the most podcasted from location.
Probably because it used to be our neighborhood brewery.
Yeah.
It's not anymore, but it's still one of our favorite places to come because it's comfortable, it's chill. We know we're going to have a good spot.
I most fondly remember podcasting about Quiet Place 2 here.
That was like one of my favorite movies.
The podcast was much more memorable than the movie. Oh.
Wrong.
Also, people get to see how we, like in normal conversation, how we just randomly look over our shoulder constantly at people coming in here.
Or how I randomly get distracted.
Back to the podcast. Yeah. It's the day after Christmas, right?
Yeah.
And
there should be a word for that. Like there's
Christmas
Eve.
It's called Boxing Day.
Oh no, I mean like Eve is the night before.
Yeah.
But there should be a word for after a holiday too.
Post
Christmas Day or something.
So 7 Sun has this new sort of area set up.
Yeah, it's cool.
Off to
they have
the side.
An enormous projection screen.
They're playing My Cousin Vinny, starring Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, so I might get distracted by that. It's very
I know. I was looking at it before when we were eating, but now you get to see it.
But I'm not going to watch it.
And
then they have video games and
pinball machine.
Or a video game and a pinball machine. But it's cool in here for Christmas. I like their Christmas decor.
If we do the video right, there'll be a little bit of B-roll.
Yeah. Okay.
While we're talking.
Okay.
So what are you drinking, real quick?
I'm drinking Mangrove. It's their normal double IPA.
So
It's good, but I haven't had it in a long time.
So you got another drink ready.
I got another drink ready.
Was
so
that
I wouldn't
mangrove
have
as well?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm doing their sour. It's like a violet Beauregard is what it's called. It's like blueberry waffle maple sour. But I think I got to do, they have one other sour, like a Christmassy one inspired by Elf movie I don't enjoy.
Okay.
But it's on there.
Okay.
It's not that I don't enjoy it.
I might get a sour, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Mangroves. So Hallmark for the holidays.
Hallmark
version
for the
2.
holidays. You know, I'm going to say Hallmark for the holidays was much harder for me this year.
Well, we just didn't have as much time.
We didn't have as much time.
I think overall, I think we only watched 6 instead of 10 this time.
Right.
Because we didn't have the time. But I'm going to say, as a whole, these were more enjoyable than last time. I think last time, minus the dynamic sister swap double feature.
I like the royal one too. That was a good one.
Okay, maybe because here's what I'm saying. We watched 10 last time. 5 or 6 of them were complete duds last time.
5 or 6 of them were good.
Well, that leaves about 5 to 4.
I mean, good on the Hallmark scale.
But this one, I think, out of these, I think except for maybe 1 or 2 out of our 6, I think at least 4 were good stuff.
Well, we'll talk more about that. Yeah. I'm not sure I 100% agree, but
I think they were good.
You saw more of them than I did, so.
So here's our plan.
Okay.
You need to pull the list up on our phone.
Okay. Got it.
Oof. Sorry, that was the camera. You gotta be careful. Camera's on that table.
Sorry.
New things we're working with.
Yeah.
Okay. We have 6 movies. I'll read them for us.
Yeah.
Right?
You better do that.
Yeah, because I know.
I can't see.
You sometimes don't if you don't have your glasses. We watched 6 films, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through the list, and we're going to try to get what's our Hallmark for the holiday film this year.
Favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have to adjust our winner's rule from last year.
Yeah.
The last year the rule was whoever won, we would watch that movie again a year later. But we've changed it. We will watch a movie starring
that
the main person. Typically there's a main male or female. Typically it's female. Our Lacey's, our Ashley's, our Jessicas, our
Hallmark
Tiergardens
are trying to be more inclusive this year.
Yeah. They kind of expanded the representation
Their
a bit.
main character.
So we did watch a film. Last year's winner starred. I'm going to pull her name up so I get it right. I know it's Tiergarden. But what's her?
Tea Garden or Tiergarden?
Tiergarden?
I feel like it was Tea Garden.
Teagarden.
Teagarden.
Amy
Teagarden.
Teagarden. She starred in our winner, which was, I'm pulling it up. That was the one where it was like Our Christmas or My Christmas Family Tree.
We really liked that one.
Because it was different. And I noticed something on the Teagarden movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amy's Teagarden. It's a different vibe. It's a different production house that puts it together.
Okay.
Because we noticed a particular Andy Samberg, no relation to SNL.
No.
He wrote the majority of the Hallmark movies we watched this year.
Yeah, he did.
Like his name popped up. But
did you notice if that was the case last year?
No, we weren't working as close. We were newbies to the Hallmark for the Holidays thing. But he didn't write the Amy Teagarden's movie, which was like My Christmas Reunion or Class Reunion, My Christmas Class Reunion, or Christmas Class Reunion. It'd be funny if she was building on like a My franchise, like My Christmas Family Tree, My Christmas Class Reunion.
You never know.
But I don't think it was My. I think it was just Christmas.
I think it was just Christmas Class Reunion.
But My Christmas Family Tree, I think, stuck out to us because it was like Hallmark movie formula adjacent.
Yeah,
right?
It wasn't the same feel.
Yeah, slightly different.
Yeah.
And
it
I got
had more of a like romantic comedy feel.
Yeah, because that was the one where she was looking for her family.
Or like
she was an orphan, adopted. She thought this one family was her family.
Right.
And then become like Christmas Eve. She realized earlier. She put the ruse on.
Yeah.
And then they found out Christmas Eve night that she wasn't actually their daughter.
And I think the story gets a little more complex than in normal Hallmark movies. Slightly more complex.
Maybe, yeah. But it was a little different. It still had the male-female romance that they fall for each other by the end.
Yeah.
Again, watch your drink, please.
Oh,
It's that
God,
table.
I'm
You just
sorry.
got to hold your drink.
Okay.
Sorry for people who are getting seasick every time the
Sorry,
table moves.
jeez.
It's not a very stable table.
Nope. It's not a very stable table. It's actually like
It's one of those
a very
IKEA little
unstable table.
things.
But it works. I will not touch the table.
So anyway, we did not rewatch. We just didn't have the time. We didn't rewatch the My Christmas Family Tree,
No.
but we did make sure to watch an Amy Teagarden
movie.
And so I like this. So whatever we agree upon this year,
We'll watch a movie with
we got to have at least like the number 1 or number 2 listed actor or actress.
because
Like
we
if we can't find a movie with the actress, we'll find a movie with the actor.
we might see that our favorite movies always have the same actress in it or same actor in it every year. You know?
I mean, you're putting a
never
lot
know.
of pressure on Amy Teagarden.
I know.
And it was just called Christmas Class Reunion.
Yeah.
All right, so here's our. Here, I'll let you. Oh yeah, I have to
I
read
can
it.
read it.
Okay, we're zooming in. So here, not in the order we watched them too.
Okay. The first one we watched was Northern Lights of Christmas, starring Lacey
No,
Chabert.
that's not Lacey Chabert. Look at that
Ashley
picture.
Williams.
That's Ashley Williams.
Sorry.
Respect.
The second one we watched was Christmas at the Golden Dragon.
Which that didn't have one of our
I
normal
didn't have
Hallmark
a normal Hallmark
stars,
star. The next one was 5 More Minutes.
which turned out to be our like franchise film for the
Franchise
for the
film.
year.
Then, was that next? Hollow Up the Holly.
Hollow Up the
Up the
Holly.
Holly.
That's our Lacey.
Lacey Chabert.
Which we saw multiple of her movies last year. She's like the reigning Hallmark
Person.
Christmas movie queen right
And
now.
I mentioned on our Hallmark #1 episode, she annoys me a bit. But you know what? This year, I felt better about her.
I think she moved up her star ranking.
Yeah, I felt better
I've always
about her
appreciated
this
her
year.
films.
Next was 5 More Minutes, Part 2, Moments Like These, starring Ashley Williams.
Ashley Williams, like that's this year's.
Again.
Last year, so we watched last year's 5 More Minutes and this year's 5 More Minutes.
Yeah. And then the last one we watched, we just mentioned, Christmas Class Reunion.
That's my watch. Thanks
I
for
know.
talking.
Christmas Class Reunion.
Yep,
And that is with Teagarden.
that's the Teagarden film.
Yep. So those were our 6 films.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just each take a turn. You got to
I'm
get.
going to be honest. I struggled staying awake during a lot of them, but I saw enough, more than half.
I mean, every single one is the
And,
same premise.
I mean, yeah. We know that because they always wait to the end to kiss.
yeah.
They find
The
a
main male
guy.
lead, the male female lead, they get
They
together.
don't know if they could
There's some sort of life-changing
it.
decision.
life-changing decision that makes them understand what's important,
Yeah. It's,
and then they kiss at the end, and they change their whole lives
But-
for a person.
again, we feel fully comfortable. There's no real spoilers here. What set my class, Christmas Class Reunion apart,
Right.
they did the year later. I think it's one of the main Hallmark movies where the couple gets married because it cuts
never
to a year later. Teagarden and the male lead, they're engaged to be married. And I don't know if I remember this right. I think they're even expecting.
Okay. I don't remember that.
But again,
part.
we've already talked about how the Amy Teagarden films
Right, are different.
go
They
down a
break-
different path.
They break the mold.
They break the mold.
They're like the A24 of movies, right?
Yeah.
Or what A24 used to be.
A24 of Hallmarks?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
Or
so.
what they used to be.
No, I still wouldn't put them at a higher quality. They're just different.
It's a good song.
Oh, it's Pine Grove.
Yeah. It's Pine Grove.
I knew we were at a good spot. All right, and we're just gonna let it keep rolling, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my refill,
Oh, good.
and then we'll cut to our
Perfect.
choices. All right, we've already had our first video
Crisis.
faux pas. Ran
It's
out
okay.
of
We'll
space.
get better. We'll get better.
So
It's okay.
this might be the edited
we'll
version.
Stay positive. We'll stay positive.
Let's stay posy. So let's get down to brass tacks.
Let's get down to business.
We got 6 movies. You're gonna need your phone again.
Yep.
Back on the table.
Oh shit. Okay.
This
Hold on.
unstable table.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Hi. Here we go.
I'm gonna abandon the video project.
No, you can't give up that easily.
I'm already done.
Okay. First one was.
Nope, we've already said the names.
Okay.
What we're doing is
What are we doing?
we're each removing a movie until we're left with one. We
okay.
have
Okay.
to agree. This isn't a game.
I got it. I got my
We
first
have
one.
to agree on number 1.
Okay.
And if we want a movie to stay on the list, we can say we need to talk about that more.
Okay.
We'll still talk about why you want it. We'll talk about it, but we won't delete it just yet.
Okay.
It'll be up for our number 1 talk. That means if you say, hey, you think it's a number 1er.
Okay.
The only thing I might trump that philosophy is if you remove one too early that doesn't
Do
need to
you
be removed
use
that
that
quick.
word still?
Yeah, that's fine.
No.
That's totally fine.
Okay.
No, why would you do that any other way? All right. So since you have your thoughts, which one are you saying let's get off the list
Okay.
first?
I'll start.
It better be the right one. What do you got?
The one I want to get off the list is the last year 5 more minutes.
So just 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Good. I agree. So what we should do
I
is
thought that was pretty much the worst one we watched.
yeah, it was just a little more.
It was tough.
I'm gonna make a request that you get the Letterboxd app.
Okay.
It's time.
I'll get it.
We're slumming it on Safari. Slumming on
Oh
Safari.
my gosh. Okay.
Nikki
Nikki
DeLoach is the star, which, interesting enough, which we'll
Don't
get to
know
this.
her.
No, but she had a cameo in the second 5 more minutes.
Okay. I think you. I
Remember she was
you
like a
saying
school
that.
teacher.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that was like a magical moment.
You thought so?
It was fun.
Okay. That you recognized it.
It was, at least it's yeah, we know what we're doing. We're using the 5-minute
We're
brand.
we're bringing it
But
together.
I'm saying that elevated her star power up.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the challenge. What is 5 more minutes about?
Okay.
No, can you just do it without the app? Let's figure it out.
I was just going to look at the picture to give me a clue.
Oh, I gotcha. I'm saying because we're slumming it on Safari. It's hard.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I don't remember. I remember it was terrible.
Well, it opens with her as a little girl with her grandpa.
Right. With her grandpa, and grandpa she's like, Mom, can I just have 5 more minutes
With grandpa. Mm-hmm.
She's like, okay, 5 more minutes. Well, grandpa dies.
Yeah. Well, at some
It's
point he
kinda-
dies.
Yeah, at some point he dies,
her
and then
life.
it goes to her present
As an adult.
as an adult, and then her husband dies.
No, I don't think so. You're thinking of 5 more minutes too.
Oh shoot!
No,
Okay.
she goes home and she's just visiting her mom. Actually, I'm confusing stuff with the Golden Dragon, I think. But yeah, she goes to visit her mom. Her mom runs the bakery.
Right.
That
Right.
dad.
That actually
that
doesn't
grandpa
even
used to do.
feel like it's a bakery.
Just feels
but-
like a cool place to hang out in downtown.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice.
That they make
bakery.
6 cookies for the day.
True.
I've never seen an inside of the bakery that looks
Have
like.
you ever seen a bakery where people hardly work?
Yeah.
So she helps mom organize things because grandpa's been gone.
Yeah.
Grandpa used to run everything. Mom has piles of bills, and the pots and pans are all over the place. And she kind of hires this kid to help organize. Anyway, and through it all, she meets a guy, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, here's the premise if you want.
Okay, yeah.
The
I'm
write-up.
starting to remember now. It's coming
It
back
says,
to
time
me.
is precious, spend it wisely. A woman's Christmas wish is answered in unexpected ways when her late grandfather's journal turns up and reveals an untold romance.
Okay, so this is the funny part. So she meets this guy, and she's kind of obsessed with reading this journal. So every single time they're together and every date they go on, they're like,
Let's read the journal.
They're like adults.
I just
Like,
want to
they're
read the journal.
Oh, let's sit and read the journal. And the
Yeah.
guy acts just as interested in her grandfather's journal as she is. Bullshit.
And it's not a ploy.
I call bullshit
It's
on
not
that.
a ploy to get to Deloach. I mean, he's not just playing along like, oh, I'll win her over. He's like genuinely, he's more
in
into the
movie
journal.
He is.
He's
yeah.
more into the journal than he is to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's Hallmark.
Well, because everybody in this town had a special connection with the grandfather.
Yeah. So we realized Grandpa, even though Grandpa married Grandma and they have a great family and loved each other, Grandpa's true love
Yeah.
was someone else.
Was another one, which was an interesting plot point.
Yeah.
Like, and they're always like, oh, yeah, he eventually married Grandma, which is her mom's mom. And it's like, and they were fine and happy. But he loved this other woman so much more.
Wait, but didn't her husband die? No, that was the second 5 more minutes.
You're thinking of the second 5 more minutes, the Ashley Williams one. And so that part was interesting where they were, it was a new layer, a wrinkle in the Hallmark films.
Problem is, I thought even though all Hallmark movies are cheesy and it's what you expect, it's why you watch them. This one was like over the top cheesy in the fact that you were
the
like,
5 more
oh
minute
my
series,
gosh.
and even the Ashley Williams one suffers from this, except it just has the ray of bright light of Ashley Williams in it. She brings so much joy to any
We
film
love
she
her
is.
so much.
I love her attitude and her quirky silliness.
Yeah.
And the weird mole freckle she has right above her lip.
Okay, I don't think I've ever like
Look
really
for it.
focused on
Look
that.
for it. It's
but
there.
I'll look for it.
They're the sentimental films,
Yeah.
where sometimes they do a more like far-fetched premise, a royal family,
Right,
whatever. This one is sentimental, for sure.
You know what I love about Ashley Williams too, now that we're talking about her as an actress?
We saw 2 of her films this time around.
She's so excited about everything.
Yeah.
And what we realized from reading her response to a Twitter post is that she actually really is. That is her personality.
Yes.
That's why she is the perfect Hallmark actress.
Yes. Well,
Because-
she's the perfect in the fact that she's not doing as much as I appreciate Lacey. She has her own. She has a quirkiness. Ashley Williams does to her.
She
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
And I think that is very similar to her kind of normal demeanor.
Yeah.
Just her upbeat excitement about all things,
Yeah.
which is refreshing.
So the part of the premise of the 5 more minute movies, and let's just go ahead and get out of the way. I'll take the other 5 more minutes off the list too.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
The Ashley Williams 5 more minutes.
Oh, poor Ashley.
Moments like these. Am I going to be mean?
The premise is that there's a ghost person
There's always a ghost.
that comes back as that person, and it's kind of like giving them lessons or clues.
Yeah.
But they don't really realize it.
It's
till
that
the very
idea
end.
that like the spirit of a lost loved one is always with you.
Mm-hmm.
You get those 5 more minutes. You carry them around with you at all times, right?
Right.
Last call? Okay. If you want to, you're not, I don't know if you're going to make that mangrove.
No, I'm good. I'm
All
good.
right. So like in the first 5 more minutes, there's this young kid who's helping out at the bakery cookie shop, but it's been the grandpa the whole time.
Right.
Right.
It's actually the grandpa. Yeah.
As a young kid, when he like came back from
Yeah, and
whatever.
she realizes at the end, and she's so happy and excited, and kind of just realizes.
So in the second 5 more minutes, starring Ashley Williams, her husband dies at the very beginning, which I know it's low budget. They can't show the car crash, but it's at first I thought they were going to like play with us a bit, because remember it's like Christmas Eve night. He's putting like the bike together, And the husband keeps going like, oh, I got this really bad headache.
I know.
Right? And they're like, oh, he's going to die of a brain aneurysm right here on the spot under the Christmas tree.
I felt like, oh my God, you introduce this family and then he's going to die. And I'm like, how is this going to happen? This is really dark and like awful for a Hallmark movie, but it happens in a pretty lame way.
Well, he's driving to get a bell for the bike, and because his headache is so bad, he gets in a head-on collision and dies.
Yeah.
But this premise says...
But it doesn't show any of that.
The second holiday story inspired by Scott McCree's song, 5 More Minutes. All right, so that country singer. Which we got to put that song in the podcast somehow.
I'm sure you will.
So this whole series is inspired by a country song.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. A young widow's Christmas wish for her son is answered in unexpected ways when she returns to their old home for the holidays. Mm-hmm. So this gets me at this point that, like, do we need to look at those song lyrics more closely at some point?
We probably should.
I know the chorus says, I want 5 more minutes of that good stuff. I know that's in the song.
Sing it.
No, that's all I know.
We listened to it a couple times after.
Yeah. No, I was pleasantly, because we didn't read that synopsis. It was the fact that it was a sequel, 5 More Minutes, and the fact that Ashley Williams was in it. That's like enough to say go.
That. Yeah.
But I was pleased when the song showed up.
Movies was just,
they're a little too sentimental.
Too much. It was too much.
It's truly a Hallmark card.
Yeah.
Like you would get at the place.
It was too much.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So we got those two off
so it's
the
my
list.
Turn?
I'll give it back to you on your turn.
Well, it's really your turn.
No, because unless.
Okay. You picked 5 more minutes, moments like these.
We're down to 4.
Well, you go ahead. I'll put it back in your court.
I say we get spicy and going right now. And I say we get rid of Christmas Class Reunion.
I agree.
That is not this year's winner.
We're on track.
I was hoping. I was ready.
You know what? Your mom
if 5 more minutes,
Christmas
I know.
Class
But
Reunion.
if 5 more minutes weren't so sentimental, like I was. My opening pick was Christmas Class Reunion off the list, number 1.
I
didn't think it was that good.
Class Reunion. I probably slept through a lot of it because it was so dull.
Well, here's the thing, and I said this halfway through.
It was so dull.
So Amy Teagarden is a successful.
I like her.
She works for a successful startup that does questionable practices and is under investigation by the FBI or whatever.
Right.
Intriguing. You got your far-fetched premise. I'm in. She goes back to her hometown for the class reunion.
Christmas Class Reunion.
Since she was the president, student body president, she has to run it. Which, again, another interesting thing. When it opens up from their senior year and she gets water poured on her accidentally, a la Carrie.
Like the Carrie thing with
instead
the
of blood, it's water. I'm like, I'm in. After that, the movie just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it was just a dud for me.
Where usually... they eventually present the problem where she runs into a hitch arranging the reunion. But it took so long to get there. Usually there's that instant struggle or issue. Like we're planning the town Christmas tree lighting. We're planning the Christmas festival.
Every Hallmark movie has the town Christmas tree lighting.
We're planning whatever thing in town that day, right?
Yeah.
And there's always a problem instantly. We're at that hotel and they have the big bands all coming in and all the bands pull out last year's movie, right?
Yeah.
Within 15 minutes we got some problems to deal with.
You need to know within 15 minutes of a Hallmark movie.
It was kind of going along swimmingly. They had to switch to the high school gym at the last minute.
Which everybody ended up liking.
Yeah.
Because it was the high school gym.
But we talked about Class Reunion quite a bit. But that one just didn't speak to me.
No, I agree.
It felt too different.
Even though I like Teagarden.
Yeah.
And I like the feel the vibe of the Tea Garden movies a little bit more than some of the other Hallmark movies. This one was
They feel a little.
The plot of it was dumb.
They feel a little B-team in their production and approach, right? And sometimes
B-team of Hallmark is
Yeah.
like D-team.
But I'm saying sometimes B-team can surprise you. They're scrappy. They want to prove themselves.
That's true. That's true.
And they pull through. They got some cool, inventive ideas.
Scrappy. I like that
Right?
word.
This time, they just missed the mark.
It fell flat.
They missed the mark.
Fell flat.
Yeah.
For
my
sure.
Christmas family tree, B-team knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We loved that.
But all right, so we got those 3 off the list. We're down
so
to 3.
now it's my turn.
And I know
We're
which one
down
you're
to
cutting.
3.
And I'm not going to argue with it, but
You know what I'm cutting.
make sure you look at all 3. We have
I am.
Haul Out the Holly left. We have Christmas at the Golden Dragon, and we have the Christmas Northern Lights.
So I'm going to go with Northern Lights.
Yeah, I knew that's what you're
Yeah.
cutting. Ashley Williams.
Yeah. I like Ashley Williams.
Yeah.
I'm not against Ashley Williams.
This was the most traditional
It was
Hallmark
the most
movie.
traditional formulaic Hallmark movie.
And
which,
it's from 2018.
again, we love formulaic Hallmark movies. That's what we're in it for.
And this
I
one has a
mean-
long synopsis. Want me to read it?
Yeah, read it because it might refresh my memory.
Glasses up for the camera. Zoe Hathaway has been working towards her lifelong goal of being a pilot for years.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Williams wants to be a pilot. Wacky premise. I love it. But everything is thrown off course when she unexpectedly inherits a reindeer farm. Even more
Right,
wacky.
Right.
And also a reference to her film Snow, 2004.
Yeah, which
Our
I just
favorite film.
watched again.
A favorite holiday
I
film.
bought it for you for Christmas.
I know, I appreciate it. Along with the dangerously handsome ranch hand, Alec Wynn,
Dangerously handsome.
now buried in taking care. Now it says buried, not burdened. Now buried in taking care of reindeer and
Should be
all of the Christmas responsibilities. Zoe thinks life has delivered her a strange and cumbersome blow, and she isn't sure how Alex, who has his own ideas of how to best run things. Alec, who has never had many people have faith in him, opens up when Zoe invests trust in him, and the two find themselves falling for each other. Could they both find happiness in the most unlikely of circumstances right before Christmas? She's trying to run the reindeer farm. She wants to be a pilot. She wants to fly on out of this town.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to do his thing, but then again, he wants to take a job in New York City and leave.
Right.
Or wherever you're going.
I just didn't like it. It was too.
But it made the top 3.
And I think because that was our first one.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons I had a hard time getting into them in general. But our second one was really good.
The Golden Dragon.
Yeah. We're not at that yet.
No.
But so that was our first one and I was like, "Ooh, we're doing this." Even though last year I was super into it, but I think this Christmas has just been, I don't know, more busy, I don't know what it was, but
Christmas, is it Christmas at the Northern Lights? Christmas.
Northern Lights
Of
at
Christmas.
Of Christmas.
It suffers from just being as wacky as a pilot who inherits a reindeer farm is.
Yeah, that's
It's
not
a
that
little.
we want it to be so realistic.
It's a
just,
little. I'm gonna say it's a little too much Hallmark by the numbers.
It's too. It was way too formulaic. Yeah.
But in the formulaic, in the realm of it has to have a wacky premise.
Right. Yeah.
Which
no.
they've gone away a bit from the wacky premises.
Right.
But this is 2018 at the height of the wacky premise.
Yeah.
So I appreciated its throwback feel. It ended with them seeing the Arborea Borealis, the Northern
Course,
Lights.
Northern Lights. Yep.
Well,
That's cool.
So I thought it was fun. Oh, I want to rewind real quick.
So we haven't disagreed on.
No, I
picking
think
any
we're
of these films
100%
out.
on point. I know exactly where this
Do
is
you
going to go.
think your number one's going to be my number one?
Yes, I know it is.
Really?
I'm not even debating it. But I
Okay.
wanted to rewind. You know what my favorite part of this whole Hallmark thing is?
What?
In 5 More Minutes, Moments Like These,
Mm-hmm.
starring Ashley Williams, At the end, she says the line, "I love American football."
That's right. And you're like, I love American football too.
Meaning the band,
The
American
band.
football.
Yeah. She's like, I love American football.
So because she takes a job in London.
Right.
Well, she was.
She was going
Her
to.
son wants to stay in the house of her dead dad.
Right.
Of his dead dad. And
That's a
the
really
one guy she falls for.
way to say it.
And I'm being derivative or dismissive.
Okay.
On purpose for
On
laughs.
purpose. I know. I get it.
Doing it for the viewers. This is the movie where the guy's moving to New York. He was going to take a job in New York. She says she's going to stay. He's going to stay. He says something about he doesn't even like New York. And she's like, I like American football.
Not European football.
Soccer.
I.e. soccer.
Well, football.
Football. Real football.
British football.
Not British.
No, I know. It's a joke. I'm joking.
It's like European football.
All right. So.
Anywhere else than America football.
So for that line alone and that ending,
liked it.
almost made 5 more minutes go up the charts a bit.
Oh, wow.
But not enough. All right, so the other one, so we can get to our number one, and tell me you don't disagree. Haul Out the Holly is number 2 off the
I
list.
think so.
Golden Dragons are number 1.
Yeah, so we had the same list.
I know.
I
mean,
was
Golden
actually
Dragon,
shocked because I didn't think you liked Golden Dragon as much as I did. That was definitely by far my favorite Hallmark movie we saw this year.
Yeah.
There was problems with it, but it was good. It was fun. I liked it.
Yeah, well, it was interesting and it had multiple storylines going on.
Mm-hmm.
All centered around a Chinese food restaurant. That was sort of the place in the town that meant a lot to the town, the people in the town.
And they made connections with people, and the daughter lived in New York or like wherever, more like high-powered
Well, it had
city.
your typical tropes, right? The daughter who's so into her job, and she needs the perspective and clarity.
And then the son who's kind of working at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And she comes back, or no, she decides not to come back for Christmas. Her boyfriend invites her with his family at first.
The woman who runs, yes. Her family owns Golden Dragon.
And I like the message of, she was kind of complaining that, well, we never really even celebrated Christmas.
Cara Wang is the star of this. So we have to see a Cara Wang holiday movie next year.
Yeah, we never even celebrated Christmas. It was always about the restaurant and the customers, and there was nothing about like waking up Christmas morning and opening presents, and she's complaining about all this. And then she's excited to...
Well, then she goes to the whitest Christmas ever.
Because her parents tell her, no, you go. You've never had a Christmas.
In Connecticut.
You go to Connecticut.
With your white boyfriend.
All the white people. And she does.
But she wants the traditional...
She wants the
vanilla fairy tale thing.
Christmas.
And they're even like, we don't even do this, but whatever. We
Right.
watch football and...
Well, they're like, we
sit on our
just watch
couch.
football and sit and we not talk to each other.
It's like, you mean you don't go caroling and dress up?
Right. So she kind of is like forcing whatever her idealistic viewpoint of Christmas
And they're like, we actually go to a Chinese restaurant for dinner. For food.
Oh.
We broke a glass, but it's all right.
Oh, no.
It just fell over.
Okay.
It's all right.
All right. So she wants all this.
Yeah.
She goes to where she thinks she's going to find it. It's not like that. And then she realizes it's not really what you do on Christmas. It's what your traditions and what you're used to and the bonds and connections you've made through whatever your family does on Christmas. So that was a really good message. I felt like that I don't know. I thought it was a good message.
It had an interesting premise, a good message.
And I thought the parents were cute. Her parents.
Did we connect with it also because in our previous time we experienced similar feelings running a restaurant during Christmas time?
Yeah, I definitely think that was a connection for us because we ran a restaurant during Christmas time, you and I together. Yeah. And it was challenging. And, you're focusing on everybody else's perfect Christmas. Oh, we're going to have this amount of donuts or biscuits or Chinese food or whatever it may be for your perfect family Christmas Eve or Christmas. And you're not focused. Like the time you have to actually make your own family happy is. Yeah. So the parents are like, we're out.
And like the main characters in it, we were like, shut it down. Let's close this restaurant. We're closing the Golden Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were closing the Golden Dragon.
So I feel like, next year we're going to watch a Carrie Wang film or somebody else. She was good. She was good. There's some other folks in it, but I think she's done a few Hallmark things in the past. I looked her up at some point because I was thinking she would be our number one. She actually had another one that came out this year called Undercover Holiday. I don't think she starred in it, but she was in it. Another Hallmark film. And who knows? Maybe she'll be in a Hallmark movie 2023.
Yeah, maybe.
So I feel before we wrap up, they're also closing down Seven Sun.
I know.
We got Last Call. They turned off My Cousin Vinny.
We're going to have to pair a tab
We would be
here.
remiss if we didn't mention Haul Out the Holly.
Yeah. No, I did like Haul Out the Holly, and I was kind of against seeing it just because I'm not a Lacey Chabert fan. And Haul Out the Holly, what kind of name is that, really? Like, what kind of name is Haul Out the Holly?
Well, it was... But this was a fun one.
It was fun.
It was silly.
It was silly and fun, and that's why I ended
like
up
it opens up.
it.
Like she wants to come visit her. She just breaks up with her boyfriend who just plays Oculus Rift, virtual reality games at home.
Yeah, and I'm like,
she's like, we're breaking up.
I'm like, if you're an adult man playing video games constantly, then
she's coming to her parents' house in Utah. I'm just gonna spend Christmas with y'all. And they're like, awesome, we're going to Florida.
Right. We're not hanging out with you.
And so she's left with all the responsibilities of the HOA, which this is like a hyper...
This is like hyper HOA, like exaggerated hyperbole of the HOA.
About Christmas decorations and all this stuff. Stars the guy who played Ned in Groundhog Day. He's in it. And yeah, she falls eventually for an old elementary school friend, now an adult, and he's like the new HOA president.
Who initially is, I mean, some of his behavior though, I was like, you can't fall for him.
And she does.
He's terrible.
Well, he's like overbearing and controlling,
and she's like not caring about it.
Well, she's sort of like the bah humbug Scrooge type character.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to decorate my house.
Then I think they kind of balance each other out at the end.
Well, she sees the joy of Christmas and the celebration and the tradition.
And he relaxes a bit.
He lets up a bit. And they fall for each other by the end.
Yeah.
So it was it was like the silly Hallmark movie, but it kind of like Hallmark let its hair down a little bit.
Yeah. It was cute. It was cute, for sure. I mean,
and if Golden Dragon wasn't so good as just like an overall film, Haul Out the Holly would be my pick.
Won.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I really think that's the Hallmark movie for them, 2022.
For them, yeah. We
like Sister Swap last year was their big thing.
This was it.
Haul Out the Holly seemed to be this year.
But for us,
and I feel good for Lacey, like because Candace Burton is out. Jessica didn't have a movie. Jessica Schramm
has her own channel thing now.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Those used to be the Hallmark ladies.
Jessica who?
Schramm.
Schramm.
She did some movies last year we talked about.
Yeah.
So Haul
Out the Holly was
But listen, Lacey doesn't have to worry because I guarantee we'll be watching a Lacey movie next year regardless.
100%.
Yeah.
A couple of them.
All right, so we can pair a tab, and maybe our video didn't run out of space because we can't see the camera. Oh, we can cheers because we're gonna cheers our broken glass if we're still recording.
My gosh.
Right, cheers.
Cheers.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
This is what happens when we.
I don't even know if we're gonna tell them. We might just discreetly throw the glass away.
We can't do that. We're not those people.
No, we're not gonna leave a broken glass, but we might discreetly just throw it away.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely going to throw it away.
Yeah, we're not going to leave broken glass at 7th Sun. What are we?
Maniacs? We're not maniacs.
All right, so this is fun.
This was fun.
I'm checking our time. It's about a 45-minute. Good.
We're good.
Hallmark for the Holidays, Part 2, Season 2.
Next year, I'm going to be more into it. We're going to do more.
I was into it this year. I think we watched.
I know.
Again, that's my point at the beginning.
I wasn't as into it as you were.
But we watched. I feel we watched.
And
6.
I was really into it last year, so I'm a little disappointed in myself. But I forgive myself. I do already, and I'm ready for next year.
Disagree with this statement.
Do you want me to?
No, this is the challenge. Disagree with this statement.
Can I disagree with this statement?
Apart from the 5 more minutes being a little too sentimental, these were like all pretty darn good films.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
We couldn't say the statement about last year's 10.
That's true. But lately, it takes great interest for me to stay awake through a whole movie.
Well, no, just you might have been tired and all that.
Yeah.
Last year we had like a week off to watch all those films.
Yeah. And we didn't this year.
We were watching them at the end of a workday.
Yeah.
That's different.
That was hard.
Okay, so I think unless we see a random movie before, which we might, there's a number of.
We don't even have time, but
I don't know. We might squeeze in.
Before you end.
We might squeeze in Babylon. You never know.
Okay, no. Before you end, I'm back on the Hallmark thing for a second. You have written a whole Hallmark movie script
we don't have time to talk about it. I do. Maybe
and it's good.
This is our teaser.
It's good.
For the 3rd installment of Hallmark for the Holidays in 2023 edition. Maybe we'll share our own Hallmark film idea.
Producer, director Jesse Thompson.
We can't talk about it because
what's the name of it?
Well, so far we
came up with.
Well, the working title.
We can't explain.
No,
we can explain.
We can explain.
We can explain.
We can explain. That's the working title. But we can't go any further about it because someone will take the idea.
Steal our premise.
Gold.
It's going to be good.
will be in this, no question.
Oh, shit.
You know what? Though Ashley Williams would be the perfect fit.
Wait, can I play the mom or something?
No, we're not actors in it.
Oh.
Ashley Williams might be the perfect fit, though.
I'd prefer Ashley.
The opening bar scene that I talked about?
Ashley Williams is big time.
I know. But again, she wants a wacky idea based on that Instagram post with Dan Harmon.
That's true.
From Community.
She's relatable.
She wants a crazy idea, so maybe we should pitch it.
Our
we get
idea
Ashley
is
on
crazy.
the line.
So we have a Hallmark movie script in the works.
We got to get out of here. People are leaving. You can probably see them in the background if the video's still running.
We got to go.
But most likely our next episode will be top 5, bottom 5 for
top 5, bottom
2022.
5. And then we're starting to work on the Oscar movies already.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
The Oscar contenders.
We got to go.
Bye.
They're kicking us out. Bye.
Bye.